Okay. So, hello, here is Panero7. I'm a YouTuber, speedrunner, and Pygame Python self-taught programmer. And today I'm gonna show you how you can install Pygame in Python and how you can create a little window with it. I'll just demonstrate the finished program. So it's really simple. You have this little window that says Pygame window, more. Um, and when you press escape or hit this little X, it closes. Really simple. Let's get started. So first, you wanna download Python, I think, and for that you wanna go on python.org, go to downloads, and download any of these versions. Um, I'm on Windows. I don't know how it is on Mac, but here are some operating systems listed, so that should be no problem. So if you download that, then you have Python. I have 3.12.3, and I'll use the editor that comes with Python, I think, which is idle shell. Yeah, you can of course use PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, Idle, whatever you like. So now you've got yourself Python. I would recommend watching the Ultimate Introduction to Python by Clear Code on YouTube because he's like such a good person to explain things. And well, next up we want to install Pygame. You want to open your command prompt and then you want to access Python. Normally you can just write pip install pygame CE. On my computer it's kind of different. I have to do python/m pip install pygame CE. So what does this do? So first I access Python in here and then I access pip. Um, Pip is basically like the tool for Python to install modules, to basically do very much. On Mac, I think it's called pip3 for Python 3. And well, then you want to install a package and you want to install the package pygamec. You can also install Pygame, but I'll use Pygame Community Edition. A great YouTuber, the Fluffy Potato, has made a video about it. Um, what the difference between Pygame Community Edition and Pygame is. But I would recommend Pygame C. So you can just hit enter. I already have it installed. That's why it gives me warning. Um, and well, that should be it. So let's get started. First, we wanna import the import the import the Pygame module, and that you can do quite simple by just using import Pygame. You can also import Pygame as like pip as like a PG. I personally imported as Pygame. So and yeah, that's just so we can use like pygame.init for example, which I'll explain later. So let me just quickly write a little code structure. We want to write if dunder name equals dunder main, which is essentially just a little failsafe if your program, yeah, it checks if your program is actually the main program that's executed, I think, and it's just a little failsafe. You can also just ignore it. And then we want to do main equals main and main dot run. I'll explain this. So wait, yeah. So here, we we initialize sorry if I write anything wrong. Initialize the main instance of the main object class, and then we wanna call the function main.run. So run the game. So basically, this is object-oriented programming. I won't explain it. It has been explained multiple times. I personally find it really helpful especially for Pygame. And well, with that we are going to create main. So if we hit F5 to run this program, it will just give us an error because we don't actually have the main class yet. So we want to fix that, and main class. And here we're going to want to do this class main, and then we want to define dunder init self and no other arguments. And so what this basically does is this defines the function that gets called when main is initialized. So over here, this calls dunder init and returns the object which is main. And in the dunder init, you can add arguments like, I don't know, a screen size, or like, and but I won't use that because right now we don't need it. So function that gets called once a main object is created, and pass just is like a placeholder. So first we want to call pygame.init, which essentially initializes the Pygame module, and it's also like a little failsafe. Then we want to do our first bit of almost our only bit of complicated code besides from like object-oriented concepts, which is going to be our attribute. Wait, we wanna get the screen and set its size to So a screen size is going to be a tuple, which is essentially a list, which contents you can't change. And I've settled on 128 by 740. I also have a scaling system for different screen sizes lying around, but I'll maybe explain that in a later tutorial. So and then we are going to do self.display serve, which is going to be the screen, and we want to set that to pygame.display.set mode with the screen size. And what this does is just create a window, create a screen, and that is going to be 128 by 740 pixels. Yeah, and if we just quickly do the following, like that, so we don't get an error, we have ourselves a little Pygame window. This won't get updated, we can't close it, and that we want to fix. So it's basically the program is finished. It doesn't do anything. And that we want to do in one. So one is basically like the main loop of the game, where all frames follow one another until you have like the main loop. So first of all, we want to do while true, which is just like an endless loop unless you quit the program. Endless loop of frames, actually. I should specify that. Sorry. Then first off, we want to do self.display self.fill black and pygame.display.update. So this essentially just fills the screen with a color of your choice, and this updates the window on the screen. You can also use pygame.display.flip to just update like a portion of the screen, but I use update. So and to demonstrate you this, I'll first do with wedge. So now we have ourselves a little wedge window, which we also can't close. We can also set it to like blue. Yeah. So, and then we can't close it, which is like really bad. So we wanna do an event loop. Which is essentially just like a loop that is incorporated in a Pygame, which is just like whenever a key is pressed, we get an event. Whenever we press like the little X on the top, there's an event, and so on. So first we want to do if event.type equals pygame.quit, and this is essentially when we click the little X. So this. And I actually want to do the following. I want to create another function which is called quitGame. No arguments other than self, which you need to like get access to the object. And in there I want to call pygame.quit, which exits, so it closes the window, and then we want to exit. And let me just quickly comment that. Quit, which is, that's pretty self-explanatory. Close the window. And end the program. So, over here we can call quit game. So, let me just quickly run that. We still have blue, so a little blue screen. And now I can do this. Oh, sorry. You need to do this to call the function of a class. And let me just quickly turn that from a blue screen to a black screen. And well, when we now hit here, it exits and ends. But when I press enter, it doesn't do anything, which we just quickly want to do. So if event.type equals pygame.key down. This event happens every time any key is pressed. And then check for the escape key. If event.key equals pygame.kescape. So this is just like the code for the escape key. And when we press escape, it will do stuff. And in here we also want to quit the game. And that should be it. Let me run it. And we have ourselves this little window. We can close it. And and we can close it another way through escape. So this should be everything in this little tutorial. I will maybe do some more in the near future. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. And thanks for watching. And well, bye.